You see, the only thing that I can do is tell you that it's just not the most important conversation that we have going on. Is like this conversation about that person who's looking for attention, you know? Not even that makes that person the most important person in the conversation. You know what I mean? Well, I don't think that we had the Ogden Rainbow in the United States of America before I photographed the Ogden Rainbow. You know, I don't think that we had the Japanese photographer. Well, I was actually taking pictures of rainbows to take pictures because you can. Like when I took that picture of that rainbow in Malibu, I was just honestly because there was a rainbow. I said, okay, so I'm going to get some pictures of that. And I wasn't too sure about having some beautiful stranger in the picture when I took the pictures of those rainbows over in Culver City. So I had the complete set of rainbows, and then I just took this one down because I didn't want to have this person be too much like the center of attention, like in the picture of this rainbow, because that's you know, I just wasn't too sure that I needed this publicity for somebody. So I had the full set, and then I took out the picture with the person in it, but I guess Facebook might still have that picture, like the complete set of pictures from over by Culver City. One of those has a person in that rainbow too. I've been kind of having the same feeling about photography for a little while, which is that just to consider the subject that, you know, a picture of a rainbow is a very significant concept, you know, and whatever this is, and even if it comes and goes, that there's always going to be somebody who's going to want to study these pictures and study these rainbows. And so I think that these people might be more of a photographer than we think they are, because it is a picture of a rainbow. And so we're kind of getting interesting about that subject. You can get interesting about that subject, which is interesting. But I was talking about this subject because it was a rainbow, you know. It's just a rainbow. And before we started doing these things, we did not see like these pictures of rainbows all over the place. And you could actually go to a record store and you could look through all the posters, like in the record store, and you could look to see if there was a pictures of a rainbow, and you might not find one, you know. And you could go looking for a picture of a rainbow, like you could, you know, a lot of different venues, you know, to think about, you know. And what we have is the picture is being photographed, and it's not going to have been photographed by the picture. You know what I mean? Basically, just that ultimately, not one of these rainbows was photographed by the picture. It was photographed by the photographer. And I think there could be more to that subject than we think there is, because it's literally what it is. It's a rainbow, you know, and a lot of times this rainbow would come and go. You could see there's different types of rainbows that I've been photographing. Sean Lennon had an interesting statement, actually, which is like on again, off again, like this rainbow that's sort of like appearing, growing, and might like form this complete arc, or might not like form a complete arc. And actually we got both of those, which was really interesting. And we also got a rainbow that had an interesting thing going on with that. The restaurant. And so there's this rainbow that, well, you can see that really when you have this blue sky in the background, then these pictures really come through, really brilliant. And then when you have the clouds in the background, then this rainbow can be just a little bit hard to see, for instance, you know, and it will still make this complete arc. And because photography, for what it is, what we call photography, it's only going to become photography. Do you know what I mean?